Hey guys, Scare9 here, welcome back to my channel today, and in this video, I want to talk about what has been probably the most consistent, amazing, exotic DLC season we have ever had. If you guys think back, with every DLC, there's usually a couple really good exotics, and then a couple really bad exotics. But with Black Armory, everything's been pretty good. Now in this video, I'm only going to be discussing Monarque. I know that's not how you say it, but that's how I'm going to continue to say it, damn it! Also, Izanagi's Burden and Jotunn as well. These three weapons are all fantastic. They are the kind of core exotics for this DLC, representing each of the families and the forges and that sort of thing. And each one is amazing in their own unique way and across multiple arenas and activities in Destiny. It's really cool and it's really awesome to finally see a very consistently good exotic DLC season, and they're not boring either. Each one has their own quirk that is really fun to use and really just truly creative, which is something I very much appreciate. But as always, we have to ask the question, which is the best of the three, and how do they stack up against each other in different arenas of Destiny 2? That is very important, I feel, as insight into the game to give Bungie a little bit of feedback on these exotics, as well as just to kind of categorize things. Now, once again, I want to shout out another one of my amazing subscribers. Morgan and Maddie sent me this picture on Twitter. They finally got their mother chicken t-shirt. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying it. Hell yeah, thank you once again for being an amazing mother chicken. If you guys are interested in picking up your own t-shirt, click on the banner below the video or find the link in the description. Then make sure to send me a picture on Twitter or on Discord so I can shout you out in a video. Thank you guys for being awesome. Let's just go ahead and start off with the very first part of this video, which is just going to be breaking down each of the exotics, just in case people don't know. The first one is going to be the Monarque bow. This bow can be earned by completing powerful frames on each of the forges, and its exotic perk is called Poison Arrows. Arrows fired quickly after a full draw become poison arrows. Precision hits with poison arrows spread poison to nearby enemies. Essentially, it's like a Destiny 2 version of Thorn. If you are very quick and you hit that perfect shot, bam, you are now encapsulating multiple enemies in a cloud of poison. It is super effective. It's a 2-hit kill in Crucible. If you're standing in a rift with a Warlock, I believe you can make it a 1-hit kill versus low resilience enemies. It's extremely powerful, a lot of fun to use in both PvE and PvP. And yeah, it's pretty good. The next one is going to be Izanagi's Burden. It is a kinetic sniper rifle that you get by completing the mysterious box quest for 801. Its perk is called Honed Edge. Holding reload consumes the magazine and loads a round with additional range and damage. This thing is quite amazing as well. We'll get into specifics in a bit, but it is extremely powerful in PvE and can even one-shot people out of their supers in PvP, which is definitely a great thing to look for in sniper rifles. And then the final exotic, once again, is Jotunn. This is a really unique fusion rifle that you get for completing powerful frames in only the Bergusia Forge, I believe. It might come from any forge, but I've always seen it personally drop from the Bergusia Forge. Its exotic perk is called Charge Shot. Hold to charge up a tracking shot that explodes and burns on impact. This thing is literally destroying the Crucible right now, in a good way though. Not like Telesto, it's not ruining the Crucible, it's just changing the meta from like shotguns to more fusion rifles. It's very interesting to see that transition, and we're going to be going over more of that in a second. So which of these three weapons do I think is best, and which of these three weapons do I think is the worst? Now it all depends on the arena, obviously, so let's just go ahead and start in PvE. In my opinion, it's pretty easy to see that Izanagi's Burden has the most utility in PvE. However, it might not be the easiest to use. One thing that you kind of have to keep in mind during this discussion is that it's really hard to detach from these really powerful exotic heavy weapons. I know everyone really wants to run 1000 Voices, Sleeper Simulant, the Whisper of the Worm, and using a kinetic exotic really detracts from how much damage you can do in that slot. That being said, Izanagi's Burden really does a fantastic job of making up for that. It does almost as much damage as the Whisper. It might be a little bit clunky to use because you're only getting off one shot every couple of seconds, but it is extremely powerful. It's extremely satisfying to be doing something like the Volunder Forge, one-shotting a Goliath from half the map away. It just feels really good. It feels very powerful. It makes a lot of really cool animations and noises whenever you are using the Honed Edge perk. It sounds like a sword and that sort sort of thing. It's very, very nice. So I believe it is the best of the three in PvE if you are just going for straight damage. However, if you're looking for all-around gameplay, I'm definitely going to have to give that to Jotunn, because even though it doesn't do as much damage as the Izanagi's, it still does an incredible amount of damage to everything, and you get more ammo for it. So you can kill more adds, more majors, more ultras, things like that. Now, I wouldn't use it for overall boss damage. For that, I would use like a legendary cluster bomb rocket in your heavy slot or something like that. But Jotunn is extremely proficient in shutting down major enemies, just going around in general. And because it kind of has that area of effect explosion, it's really good for clearing groups of adds as well. And it's tracking, so you'll pretty much never miss. It's extremely good. I love using this thing in the Scourge of the Past raid. So I have to say, it's probably the best overall in PvE. But if you're looking for purely damage, it's going to be Izanagi's Burden. Whereas something like the Monarque, it's really fun to use, but it doesn't quite have the utility that I'm looking to get out of an exotic weapon in PvE. Now, if we switch over to Crucible, I think it's a very similar story. In Crucible, the most powerful of these three that you're going to be able to get the most use out of, I believe, is Jotunn. It is a little bit hard to use. I would say there's a slight learning curve to it, but once you wake up, you get warmed up, and you're able to kind of predict where people are moving a little bit better, you're going to get the most use out of Jotunn, because even though it has slight tracking, you still have to lead your targets a little bit for it to be as effective as possible. As you see in this clip, it is extremely easy to go on the long killing sprees with this thing. The only problem is ammo, but every time you kill an enemy, you're pretty much getting one shot back anyways. It tracks enemies, it explodes, it applies temporary DOT. It is extremely good, extremely powerful, and I do believe it is going to be the best out of all three of these for Crucible. Then Izanagi's is obviously going to be second. You can one-shot body shot whenever you're using your perk. I think even if you just have 3 bullets condensed into one shot, you can body shot, but don't quote me on that. And then if you have all 4, you're able to one-shot people out of their supers, which is obviously going to be a huge advantage in things like Crucible and stuff like that. It's very easy to use. The scope is very low zoom, so it's very nice feeling. As you can see here in the gameplay, I'm just using it like a regular sniper. I'm really not even taking advantage of the perk that much, and it's still performing very, very well. I would say the lack of ammo in PvP is going to affect this thing negatively, though. I found it hard to ever get 4 shots in the magazine because I'm primarily using it to get kills, and every time you get kills, you get like a maximum of 2 shots maybe. So you're not going to have a lot of excess ammo just to use the Honed Edge perk a lot, but whenever you can line up that shot and get a one-hit kill on a super, it's definitely worth it. And then Monarque is actually really good in PvP as well. You can trap multiple enemies. I find it very easy to bounce back and forth between encounters. It is very, very clean to use, especially if you're using something like the Oath Keepers on Hunter. It just feels very, very, very solid. I wouldn't say as good as the Jotunn, but I would say in overall gameplay, it's probably a little bit more useful than the Izanagi's at the end of the day, just because you can use it more. And yeah, so I'm going to say overall, in my opinion, I'm going to agree with the poll that I gave you guys. So if you look at the results here, everyone said that Jotunn was the best. Then you had Izanagi's coming in at the second best, and then Monarque coming in last place. I completely agree with this. If you forced me to choose, I would absolutely say Jotunn is the best. Izanagi's is in second place, and then in last place, but still an amazing exotic, is going to be Monarque. And that's something I really want to hit on, is all 3 of these are fantastic examples of how exotics should perform and should feel and how creative they should be, because they all are very quirky, all very unique, unlike pretty much anything we have seen in the Destiny universe. There's some similarities, like the Monarque is kind of like Thorn, but it's completely unique in its own way. Everything on this list just feels fantastic. I love all 3 of these weapons, and I will continue to use them regularly, but I think in overall gameplay, if I had to rate them on every arena of Destiny 2, Jotunn would definitely be the best one for me. So let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. Do you like all 3 of these? Do you not like them? Why or why not? Do you agree with me? Let's have a conversation down in that comment section below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like rating and share it with your friends. If you were interested in watching either of the 2 videos on screen, you can click at their respective annotations to be taken to them. If you are brand new to my channel, make sure to hit the giant version of my logo on screen to be subscribed to my awesome Destiny 2 videos and live streams. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next video.